In this video, we are going to learn how to complete a geologic block model. As a warning, this video may be more educational than it is entertaining. Now, what we can see here is I've printed off one of the geologic block models that you'll find on your learning management system. To help speed this video up, I've already cut these corners out, okay, because we will no longer need them. So we are going to be working through Cardboard Model 3 or Geologic Block Model 3. So if we remove these corners so we can get started, the next step is to fold your sides along these blue edges. And again, the blue edge there, fold it. And this just allows you to work with it in 3 dimensions. So now that I've got it folded, I can start working through my block model. Now, the easiest way to look at this is to find north and always make sure north is up relative to how you're working on it. So we can go from there. Now, in the instructions, each one of these blocks is going to have a specific number of features that you're going to have to label. So if you're not sure, refer back to the assignment instructions. So the first thing we want to note is we want to identify what kind of structure is this. Okay. What kind of features do we have to identify? How are the trends going, and can we complete the sides? So I always say let's start with the easiest aspect here. Okay. We've already got some of our features drawn for us. Now, unless the data tells you any different, you assume that all of your formations, your contacts, will continue with the same trend. Well, with that being said, if we're looking here, everything's kind of got this horseshoe shape, okay, bowl shaped structure to it. So let's just continue our trend around in the same aspect here. Okay. And we'll look at it here. This should be C, this would be D, and here would be E. We can come around. Now, we look at, say, this side over here. Completely blank. But there's nothing on the map, no symbols, no instruction, nothing tells us that this should automatically change, have a different appearance to it. So what we're going to assume is that the formations are that same trend and observations we made over here continue over here. Well, if that's the case, we knew that B was drawn for us to start with. Well, let's just start with B again. I'll come down again on both sides, trying to maintain the approximate same thickness. Formations really don't get thicker or thinner on these block diagrams. And we can continue the same concept here, and like so. Okay. Now and again we can label it. Here's E, D, C, and B. Okay. Now we can see that we still have some space down here. We still have this side over here. That's where folding it comes into place. So if I take my side, and let's focus on this one over here because it's already been done for us, and I put the corners together, I can see that this gray-green boundary contact actually intersects on this block over here. So this mark here represents that intersection point that we saw on this side over here. Well, we're going to continue the same thing we just did all the way across, okay, trying to maintain the same thickness to the best of our abilities. We then fold this side, make a mark where it intersects, and we could draw a straight line down all the way through. And if we did it right, we can fold it up and we can see that A, which is a formation we've been tracking, lines up with the A on the original aspect. Now, if we lay it flat back out again, we should be able to identify our structure. In this one here, again, we can see that this is a long linear fold. Okay, the rocks are folding in. If we look at the ends here, we can see that they're dipping towards the center. Okay. So if I look at here, this is the strike line that I'm going to put on each one of these dots. Again, we can see that the formation, the general trend, is going in this direction to our line of strike. And we know that this formation is dipping towards the center. So I draw my little dip directions. And last but not least, to properly identify this block, we need to have its appropriate geologic symbol. So, to draw how a syncline looks, for a geologic symbol, we have that long line with two arrows pointing towards each other. And that is how you complete a geologic block model.